Digital 410 Productions proudly presents the What's in Your Head podcast.
Digitized live from
your company name here.
Studios in Cape Coral, Florida. It's the What's in Your Head podcast.
What are you doing?
What's up? OG5. Hi, Jasper. Say hi. Happy Halloween, you crazy fucks. Boo. Spooky.
Spoopy.
Welcome back to town, Morgan. When are you leaving again?
Sunday morning.
Gotcha. So I thought it would be only appropriate. Dude, you gotta get down. I can't manipulate my chair with you fat 27-pound ass sitting in my lap.
Fat ass.
I thought it'd only be appropriate to talk old school Halloween. And it'd be interesting to see the differentiates between the three of us because, you know, back when Morgan was a child, they basically had to wear like straw and like coal on their face for makeup because, you know, what was that like 1838? And then Mike growing up, Mike being 7 in 2015, you know, things were a lot different from him. So it'd be an interesting contrast between your all's childhood and my childhood in the 80s when it comes to Halloween. So I guess it would only make sense to start with costumes. Morgan, growing up, did your family tend to go store-bought or homemade when it came to costumes?
Mostly homemade.
Great.
Yes. Elaborate.
Yeah, I mean,
It's called stretch the topic. fill time.
Yeah, I mean, you know, ghosts and, you know,
the typical bed sheet over the head.
Holes. Oh yeah. You know, a couple of years we did the Charlie Brown bed sheet with all the holes in it and everything. So
sure.
So is that the extent of your creativity, just cutting holes in a sheet that no one wanted from 6 years ago? Or did you get creative? Did you imitate a movie, a creature, a villain?
Oh, 1 year I was Luke Skywalker, and 1 year I was Indiana Jones. And so, yeah, you know, kept up with pop culture.
I think as a young
Miami
kid,
Vice,
you could
you know.
probably pull off probably Empire Strikes Back Luke Skywalker by just wearing a white karate gi and a black glove. I mean, you could probably get away with it, right? Essentially, that's what he had on. Just wrap some, you know, ace bandages around your ankles. And now you look, hey, boom, there you go. There's a quick Luke Skywalker for you. What about you, Mike? Were you a store-bought guy? Were you a do-it-yourselfer? Were you both? Neither?
No, I think all my stuff was all homemade. Nothing really store-bought. I don't remember. I remember my friends had store-bought stuff. My friend that I grew up with, his parents, I don't know if he bought it or his parents bought it for him, but he got the what's his name from Scream? What was his name?
Ghostface.
Ghostface.
They gave him, yeah.
He bought the Ghostface mask, but it was a cool one because it was one of the ones where you squeeze a pump and it would, you know, the blood would fall.
Yeah, it was the double laminated.
Like,
it had
that was the new thing. Like that was cool, you know, and I remember him doing that, but most of my stuff was homemade and just about, I mean, once I started to get into the ICP and the underground hip hop stuff, then I would paint my face pretty much every year. But before that, I made my own army uniforms and stuff like that. I always went as a soldier or something like that because that was like the one time of the year I got to dress up as to do something that, you know, that I always wanted to do. So everything that I did was homemade.
When I was a kid, it was store-bought. And then when I got older, I would just start making my own. Similar to you, I think when I lived there at Rickenbacker Air Force Base, my brother was in Civil Air Patrol, and he had bought some fatigues from the PX. And so I put on a green HBT shirt, and then you got to have something, right? You need an injury. So I remember I went into my closet, got a metal coat hanger, cut it, wrapped it around the inside of my wrist, and had it come out so it looked like shrapnel. And then I had like fake blood on it. And then I'd wrap like stuff around my head to make it look with ace bandages. And I think I went into the bathroom and or no, not the bathroom, the kitchen, because why would you keep food coloring in the bathroom, you moron? I went into the kitchen and got some red food coloring and I squirted it on the ace bandage and wrapped it around my head. Just basically went between my military fatigues and whatever we had in the kitchen and the first aid cabinet. I'm like, okay, bandage here, wrap a gauze around my head, put some red food coloring on it, and went out. But it's funny because when I was wee little, we had store bought, but store bought was a far cry from the luxuries and the advancements in technology. See,
Of
you guys
today.
had, and probably later in your years, Halloween Express, or you would go to the mall and go to like Spencer's and get the Halloween mask. But the idea of those high-end rubber Hollywood style masks in the 70s and 80s, those didn't exist unless you were
Yeah.
like in Hollywood or a big fan of Fangora magazine and you had $300 to mail away for it.
Right.
We were kids, and you'll remember this, Morgan. You'd go to like Toys R Us or a lot of people's forgotten about Children's Palace. Children's Palace was around before Toys R Us. But I want to be He-Man. I want to be Casper. I want to be Mickey Mouse. It was literally a plastic smock with a drawing on it. Almost like overalls, little plastic overalls, plastic like trash bag grade plastic, things that would have nowadays wouldn't even sell because of the choking hazard. But it was basically a jumpsuit where it was tied in the back, and then they had this plastic molded mask which had the sharpest edges in the world. You would have a little rubber band and you would slide it over your head, and it would have no shit a little slit about, oh, I don't know, a 16th of an inch. That was your breathing hole. Two little tiny holes of probably the diameter of a Q-tip for your nose, and two little tiny slots. No peripheral vision. You got this plastic smock on, so if you lived anywhere warm, you're dying of sweat. That thing barely fits, so you're walking like this. You got a mask on, no peripheral vision. But the best part, which I've always was sad for my kids, our Halloween took place. You ready for this? After dark.
Oh.
Our shit didn't start until 7:30, 8 o'clock, and it ran till 10. Not this, hey, safety first.
Yeah, 4 p.m.
4
shit.
p.m. to 7:30. It's you got to wear sunglasses with your goddamn Halloween costume. So we're walking around in this plastic gear with a mask on, with no peripheral vision, barely able to breathe with our pumpkin, walking around in the dead of night. And unless you lived in the suburbs of the city, you barely had street lamps. And that was our costume. It was, and you'd get paper cuts and it's all the. I can still remember the smell. Did you ever have any of those store-bought masks?
Yeah. Mine probably had lead paint on them too.
Oh yeah,
So
and
that's
it was,
probably why I'm a little special now.
and it's so crazy the minute details you remember. It was affixed with. Remember the candy necklaces you would eat? You know that little thin piece of elastic? It was affixed with that, but it had two little metal doodads on the end, so they basically stuck it in the hole and it acted like a molly bolt. And that was the only thing. And so you just walk up behind your little brother and just smack him in the back of the head.
Oh.
And so that was our like high end. And I can only imagine that the retail of those were probably $5, which sounds cheap. But keep in mind, the average cost of a G.I. Joe in 1983 was $3.25. So a $5 costume, that was pretty steep money back then.
Sure.
And then, did you go with the pillowcase or with the orange pumpkin?
Pillowcase.
I did pillowcase, yeah.
Yeah. Because you knew you were gonna fill that bitch up. You weren't gonna you walk around the first 10 houses and that pumpkin was full.
That's where I was
You
lucky
weren't
because
using that.
once I moved to Ohio, I moved into a neighborhood, a development instead of a farm. So I moved into development and a lot of houses, a lot of candy, fill it up quick.
See
Carry
that
on,
that
I'm gonna
was
shut the door because my daughter's voice is bleeding over.
oh. That was I want him to hear this too, but go on, get the fuck out. What are you, some kind of asshole? Fucking dogs.
No, Jasper
the
went out,
fuck?
but Bailey and Chloe refused to, and so then he
Yeah.
went back in because all the
Oh
rest.
no, we saw the whole thing. um, what was I gonna
Jasper's my
say?
only other dude in a house full of women. So
Yeah,
me, Carrie, Sariana, Chloe, and Bailey.
it's just you two.
We'll get into it after the Halloween talk, but Chloe stacked my week started off by picking up a dead rat in my bedroom on Monday.
Nice,
We'll get to that
nice.
in a moment.
Um, no, that what I was gonna say was that was a really cool part about growing up, in Cape Coral was, you had your neighborhood, but then, especially the neighborhood that I grew up in, because just south of you, a little bit more in the southwest section, we had one road that separated our neighborhood, and
Mhm.
then we had a canal that separated it again. So it was one big cross like this. So you had four different sections of our neighborhood, and you'd hit up, your section, and then you'd move over to the next one, and then the next one, and the next one. And once we were done there, we'd load up in the truck and we'd go to like our cousin's neighborhood,
Yep.
or we'd move on to, our another friend's neighborhood or something like that. I
Mass
mean,
migration Halloween night.
yeah. And you'd end up with, you know, two, three, sometimes if you were really lucky, you'd have four
You're actually
pillowcases
hauling
of
ass though,
candy.
because you only had like 2.5, 3 hours to get that job done. So you must have been moving.
We kept, I mean, back,
Back in 20.
back in my day, we would keep going, just like you
Last
said. I mean,
week.
these kids start at, 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and they stop at, like 8 at the very latest. I remember handing out candy one night in Cape Coral, and like my last one was at like 7:30, 8 o'clock. And I was like, the fuck is everybody? Like, there's
Well,
nobody else. Like, it was done.
when we
But
moved out here to Northeast Cape, because the development is so sparse, like the
yeah.
first 3 years we bought candy and get like one kid.
Hmm.
And then we realized they all would go down to the gated community, which is where when Sariana moved in with us, that's where we took her.
Yeah.
That was my first time experience lower upper class Halloween.
Mm.
We because Carrie worked with somebody who lived in that community. Um, and
Full
so,
bars.
uh,
Full bars.
not even that. That's one thing. And this could happen in middle class neighborhoods. I've never seen it, but it was a gated community. You had to know somebody who lived there.
Yeah.
Certain houses had fucking hot dogs, popcorn machines, handing out bottles like, oh, here, mom, dad, here, have some Marlowe. We're walking around drinking fucking wine that people are giving us, and oh, here, have some hot dogs. This is fucking awesome. People driving around their golf carts, with 12 packs
Hmm.
of beer in the back. That was my first time experiencing that. We didn't have that back in the day. Carrying a firearm daily comes with serious responsibilities. Responsibilities your everyday counterparts may not have to consider. Knowing where you can and cannot legally bring your firearm is crucial. But sometimes, life takes you places where carrying isn't an option. That's where the Stopbox Pro portable gun safe comes in. Securely store your firearm in your vehicle while handling life's obligations. Safety, responsibility, and with peace of mind. Stopbox Pro. Protection when you need it. Security when you don't. Who were the
Yeah, I
assholes who
never
gave away the
experienced that.
pennies? What prick saved up pennies all summer long and decided, you know what? I'm giving out pennies for Halloween.
I think that only happened to me a few times. But isn't that like a religious thing? Don't people like,
Most religious people, most especially like Latter-day Saints and Mennonites and all that, they just don't even bother. They just turn off their lights and maybe go out and have dinner.
yeah.
Um, but what's worse, the penny or the black and orange wax papered covered blob of shit? Like the poor man's candy. That was the I've never consumed one of those. Anytime I got those went straight in the trash.
It's not good. It's
No.
not good.
And I don't know. See, I thought that perhaps maybe that was a carryover. oh, this is what we had in the 30s when I was a kid. You'll love them. But no, that shit carried on until the 90s and the 2000s. You probably still
Yep.
get it today.
Yeah.
It's the
I'm sure
grossest,
you can.
nastiest shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And people think you want it and you don't.
You know what's I just had a thought now too. Nowadays, because everything is so, especially post-COVID, right? Everything's so hygienic. Now, when you get candy corn, they're in a separate air vacuum sealed little packet. When we were kids, it was just handfuls of raw candy corn right in the bottom of your bag.
Yeah.
No one cared.
Yeah.
This was handled by some strange dude.
Yep.
You can
That's
just
exactly what it was. I mean, you had your individual shit, like, your chocolate bars and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, that fucking, when you get a bag of candy corn or a bag of, what was some of the other ones that were undone
okay. Well,
like
let's
that? There
let's
was
do
a
this.
few.
Let's have a top 10 versus a bottom 10 of our preferred candies. So on the bottom list,
Okay.
we got the waxy orange and waxy black bullshit wrapped in the fucking Kleenex.
Mhm. Yeah.
The aforementioned candy corn.
Hmm.
This
I don't know. I kind of like candy corn.
it has no. It's wax.
See, I do too. I do too. I would have to put. I would have
Lean
to
into
put
that mic. You're so quiet.
towards
Lean,
the top
Nah,
of my top
please
10.
lean into your mic. You're so quiet.
Not a lot of candy corn. Just a little. Nothing crazy. But
This one divides a room.
it
Where
does.
do you stand on Smarties?
Ooh.
I'm a
Like-
Smartie
Oh, I
fan.
love
Like the
Smarties.
roll?
Yeah. Some people think
or
Smarties
the-
are
Because they make the
Plastic, the
bigger
original.
individual ones. But
no,
you're talking about the roll tube. I like them.
then the clear transparent plastic.
Yep. I like
I know
them.
some people who think that's a trash candy and they throw it aside. To me, that's one of
I like it.
that's my number 3, I think.
Really?
Oh, I'm a Smartie. I love a good
Are
Smartie.
you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Bottle caps.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh yeah, root beer.
Not one of
Root
my
beer bottle
favorites.
caps.
Bottle caps remind me of public pool in the summertime, not Halloween.
Okay.
I don't mind a root beer bottle cap, but the rest of them I could. Once again, if it's up to me, same package, same size. Would you rather have a 3-pack of bottle caps or a 3-pack of sweet tarts?
Ooh, I think I go for sweet tarts.
Same style candy, same packaging, completely different flavor.
Soft chew sweet tarts, though?
No, we're
Or-
talking original. We're talking teeth breakers right now.
Okay. The teeth breakers. All right.
Because
Yeah,
for Morgan
go
and I,
bottle
these
cap.
were the staples. The Sprees, the soft chew shit didn't come out until like 1994,
Okay.
95. Early days, it was chalky ass Sprees. If you wanted something chewy, it was a Reese cup. Where do we stand on Reese cups?
I'm down.
Oh, that's probably my favorite.
I'm
When's
down
the
for the
last-
cause.
That is number one.
I used to
All right.
love. I used to be a hardcore Reese cup guy, and I don't know if it's where we're located. I don't know over the last 15 years if they're mandating people buy more than they can move. It could be a Florida thing. Maybe it's still better up north, but I have found, me personally, anytime I buy a Reese cup, it's kind of white, it's kind of chalky, and it's dry as shit. I haven't had a good orgasmic Reese cup in probably 15 years. And
It's
it's
the
so
chocolate.
disappointing.
It's the chocolate. They changed the formula of the chocolate. I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of chocolate candies out there
Mm-hmm.
that it's almost got like a waxy. It's almost like waxy. It doesn't melt really necessarily in your mouth. It kind of crumbles a little bit and then it kind of sort of melts. It's the quality of the friggin' chocolate. They're starting to skimp out.
I was having a side conversation with a gentleman I know named Zach. He's probably in his late 60s now. He served in the Army and the Navy, and then post Navy and Army, he went on to work for the EOD. I'm sorry, he was EOD in the Army, the Navy, and then he actually worked for the Department of Defense designing weaponry post his career.
Damn.
But we were talking.
That's a lifer right there.
And he's got some cool shit like on his lanai. I think you guys probably seen pictures. He had like the 2/4 inch piece of steel with the big ass hole where they're shooting different weaponry through it.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
But we were talking today. I said, one of the hardest parts about getting old is remembering when shit was good. The aforementioned Reese cup. Wendy's, back when the chicken sandwiches was actually a whole fucking chicken breast that was so thick the bun would slide off. Now it's as thin as a goddamn McFish. McDonald's is trash now compared to what it was 25 years ago. Just everything. The quality of everything has gone to shit that our kids never experienced the good food, right? And so they like McDonald's for what it is. But to us, modern day McDonald's is what McDonald's was 20 years ago after you sat in your counter for 5 fucking days.
Now, not that this is good for you, but cigarettes pre 2009, before they added all the chemicals into it to
All the anti-flamming slowed down so you don't catch yourself on fire.
The extinguishing shit. Why my grandmother used to walk around the house. Well, it was my great grandmother actually. She died when I was really little, but I do remember her. She used to walk around the house with a cigarette in her mouth, and it would burn down, and the ash would be hanging off the end about yay long as she's cooking and doing whatever.
Perfect example of that, Pink Floyd The Wall, when he's sitting in the recliner and he's nodding out. They zoom in and he's got that long ash.
Yep. But
and to that point, when I worked at Wendy's in 1994, this lady who worked there, she was 84 years old, and she smoked 3 packs of Pall Mall non-filters on a daily basis, and she was still rolling hard.
Oh man!
But
you hear stories of people that, they're like 100 years old or whatever, and they still smoke 2 packs a day.
What's your secret to longevity? I eat 3 pounds of bacon, 4 packs of cigarettes, and a bottle of whiskey a day.
Yeah. How weird is that? They must have good genes, or maybe they're lying to us. I don't know.
So back to the candy.
Yes.
Juicy cups used to be good. Now the chocolate sucks.
Yes.
Bottle caps. Mike says yes. I say maybe. But if I have 2 sitting on my bed, because you got to divvy up you got to separate the candy from the good shit from the bad shit. The bad shit you'll eat next week when all the good shit's gone. You leave that at home. The good shit's going to school tomorrow. So the bottle caps would get put in the secondary pile, especially if I had sweet tarts or the aforementioned Smarties. Where do you guys land on sprees?
I like them. The chewy ones.
Yeah,
they're the chewy discs, right? Yeah. So I haven't had them in forever.
I could take them.
I like them.
Leave them.
I enjoy a good spree. I'd buy a roll of sprees every once in a while.
Yeah, I like them. They're not bad.
Okay. Tootsie Rolls have the chocolatey chew. Tootsie Roll, I think I'm in love. Where do you guys stand on Tootsie Rolls?
No. Not that I hate it. If somebody offered it to me, I go, yeah, sure, what the hell. But I'm not going for it.
Tootsie Roll may be, with the exception of the previously mentioned shit wrapped in black wax paper.
Yeah.
Tootsie Roll may be one of the few chocolates that has changed because it's always been such a low quality waxy piece of shit. But I can't imagine they've had to change or dilute their recipe at all in the last 30 years. So
I'm sure they haven't.
Tootsie Roll may be the one item that still tastes the same as it did when we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
But on the Tootsie Roll wagon, when you're dividing up that candy, premium pile, next week's pile, you got a Blow Pop and a Tootsie Pop sitting there. Do they both go in the premium pile, or does one of them go in the next week pile? Where do you sit, Mike?
I think I'm going Blow Pop first.
Morgan?
Tootsie Pop all the way.
Yeah.
Especially if it's orange.
See, I was one of those kids that I didn't read, and I would just pull the label off, and I was always disappointed when I discovered I grabbed the Tootsie Pop instead of a Blow Pop. I'm team Blow Pop all the way.
See, but how quickly did that gum just lose all of its flavor?
Yeah, but you're talking to two guys. You talk to 2 guys who grew up wanting to buy fruit stripe gum, and nothing has flavor that dies out quicker than fruit stripe gum.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
What wore out quick, the flavor on fruit stripe gum or the flavor on Big League Chew?
Ooh,
Big League Chew.
You think that went quicker?
I think if you would have.
I mean, the difference is that the Big League Chew would wear out your jaw.
I think gram for gram, Big League Chew would probably run out quicker, but because you put a half a pound of it in your cheek at one time versus one or possibly 2 sticks of fruit stripe gum, there's a reason why fruit stripe gum came in a pack of 33 because that shit was gone. 33 sticks were gone within 15 fucking minutes.
I'd dare to say the same thing with Double Bubble and Bubblicious.
Ooh, okay. Double Bubble versus Bubblicious.
Remember when Double Bubble was like 2 cents for 1 piece at the gas station?
I think. Oh, now you thinking of that? I think you're mistaking that with Bazooka Joe. because
Could have been
Joe was
Bazooka
the
Joe,
one
yeah.
sold
Oh, yeah,
individually with the
Bazooka,
comic.
yeah.
That could have been it, yeah. Because I remember I'd walk into the
Although-
Circle K and they'd have it for like 2 cents a piece.
Yeah, that was usually the Bazooka Joe.
That's right.
Which was
yeah.
basically a thicker version of the gum you got in baseball cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were the ones that had the comics on them, didn't
Yep,
they?
they had
They
the
have little
Bazooka
mini
Joe
comic
comics.
strips. That's
Yep.
right. Yeah.
So
But yeah, any one of those they wear out so damn fast.
Bubblicious probably came out on top at the end of the day. Which one's still around?
I think they're all still around.
I haven't bought
How
them.
often are you going into the store to look and see what's still available?
I don't only if I do
piece
buy
of
gum, I'm
gum.
buying the fancy like minty shit that comes in the fucking the
This is what it
container
feels like
that-
to chew 5 gum.
yeah, right.
This has been a Digital 410 production.